All right, so from NFTs, we are now going into training and virtual surgery. So this is AI-based MXR training and virtual surgery powered by XR streaming. I'd like to first introduce Peter. Peter is the CEO and co-founder of Enhatch, the intelligent surgery ecosystem. Enhatch is harnessing AI to create a faster, safer, and more personalized surgical experience for the millions of patients who face life-changing surgery every year. Peter.
Go, Peter! Yeah. Thank you very much. So my name is not Peter, I'm Louis, but that's don't worry, that's good. That was just, Peter will come later. So I'm Louis from Holo-Light, and I'm co-founder and chief marketing officer here. And I'm very happy that we can present this presentation to you today, as we as Holo-Light are working together with two companies, and we would like to basically showcase what these companies do with our technology. And they presented, or they prepared some really great use cases, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'll give the introduction, and I would like to start. Let's see what a clicker, is it working? It's working, great. So I'd like to start by giving you a short introduction about who is Holo-Light. So here at Holo-Light, we are an Austrian-German company, and we focus on the streaming of augmented and virtual reality solutions and applications. And yeah, we are now more than 50 people, and as you can see, we've worked together with many companies from the enterprise sector who created some very cool use cases. And I like to focus now a little bit on the problem that the initial problem that we're tackling. Because what we saw very often is that people want to have a great AR/VR experience with great and complex digital content, such as BIM data, 3D CAD data, point clouds, CT scan data, but also realistic game assets. And the main question is, how can you visualize that huge amounts of data on a mobile XR device? Because the major problem with XR devices is that they are limited in performance. And this is usually very critical and means that you need to invest a lot of time in data preparation, and that's very annoying. And we want to solve that with the platform and the streaming solution that we are providing. So just today, we announced our new platform called XR Now. And XR Now is the most powerful immersive streaming platform. And the technology behind is actually also what our partners, the customers, are using. It's our ISAR technology, as you can see here. The entire solution can be used on-premise, but also cloud-based, such as on AWS. And the overall idea is that you integrate that streaming technology in an AR/VR application, and then this application can be executed remotely from a way powerful server, and can be run, the images will be rendered there and sent to the XR device. So we have a real-time streaming of the application with access to way more computing power. And as you can see, we use, it's compatible with all kinds of applications, AR, VR, MR devices, toolkits that are out there, and the number of devices and platforms that we are supporting increases day by day, week by week. And yeah, I'm very happy now to hand over to the two people here who present really cool use cases. First is Axel from MXR Tactics, a startup from Austria, and they have a very cool training solution. So Axel, please come on stage. This is for you.
Perfect. So hello, San Francisco. I'm Axel, the founder and the CTO of MXR Tactics. We are a young startup from Austria in the middle of Europe, and we improve training in the mixed reality. So, excuse me, and how are we doing that? We are having an XR platform combined with a head-mounted unit, which is connected to a device like a HoloLens 2. And this is special created and combined for different receiving units like a gaming gun, a pen, a torque wrench, or something that way. But before I talk more, let me show you a video to see our solution for the gaming area. So this was a short solution for the gaming or maybe the defense and security area. So our solutions are different. We observed different areas like the industry, healthcare, defense, forensic security, and so on. And what was the challenge? The challenge was how to integrate those unique units and tools that you need in the physical world and connect them to the mixed reality. So we all know the market potential is big. But before I go on, let me invite you to our booth, S16, and we can have a chat, we can show you the trial, the demo, and talk about corporations or maybe investments. So thanks a lot from my side. Seeing you on S16 on the booth in area at the exhibition hall. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Axel. I hope you get a good idea of what MXR Tactics are doing. I think it's a great example of using a combination of hardware and software. I think the flexibility to get any kind of tool tracked and combined with all that AR, VR content, that's a great solution. And streaming obviously helps here a lot in visualizing all those complex 3D assets that have to be visualized. And next, I want to welcome Peter on stage. Peter is the CEO of Enhatch, as you heard in the introduction, and he has a very great use case about virtual surgery. I'm happy that you're here, Peter. Thank you.
Thanks so much. So my name is Peter Verillo. Oh, there we go. That's me. I'm not a surgeon, but if you see me on LinkedIn, I often pretend like I'm one. I started my career in the orthopedic medical device industry at Stryker Corporation over 20 years ago. And I was an engineer that worked on several billion-dollar product launches for the industry, helping several million patients through the years. When about 10 years ago we started Enhatch, and we didn't have this exact vision in mind, but we definitely have evolved into a broader platform, building an ecosystem of technologies like Holo-Light to help us solve the challenge of better surgeries. You know, we have this goal of faster, more efficient, safer surgeries. And the number of surgeons are increasing maybe 1% per year because it's a very hard job. That's why I pretend to be one. The number of surgeries and patients every year are increasing, sometimes 10%, 20%. So we have this like ultimate challenge that we're coming up on in 10 years. That's going to be a big problem for the world as a whole. We spend a large part of our time working on the first three areas here around preoperative planning for surgery, around 3D printing of parts for patient-specific devices, and the delivery of those systems into the OR. Recently, we started spending more time in the implant phase, where we're looking at using technology like Holo-Light to help bring the three-dimensional models that we pre-op plan directly into surgery. So we've developed artificial intelligence that will take X-ray images or CT or MRI and generate three-dimensional models and actually have the anatomic landmarks, actually propose a correction to those bones, which is usually the purpose of this. And we've developed this technology to be very fast and efficient. But then when you bring it into surgery, you need a 3D printed device with you to see it, to look at it, or you could have an augmented reality solution as part of which we think is a big opportunity. So we really see augmented reality as a way to bring the models and bring the planning the surgeon does before surgery right into the surgery. What we're looking at is our first release. We allow the medical device companies to easily customize this to their look and feel, upload their content for the procedure. And this is kind of like the normal material that you would have for the purpose of sharing images, sharing PDFs, videos. You can also bring in the patient imaging, such as the X-rays. You can favorite those images and save them. Again, we're trying to bring the information the surgeon might have in their head or on a back wall and put it right in front of them. But you notice it's up at the top, it's away from them. We use this circular interface for a reason because they're focused on the surgery. but they occasionally need to see things, and we want to put it in a very easy place for them. The bottom right, you'll see we've introduced three-dimensional CAD models. These are the pre-op planning steps. This could be the surgery. The instruments that you see, that white plastic piece there is an example of an instrument that could be used to align. But you might also notice that surgeons will have a challenge manipulating objects. So anyone who's manipulated a 3D object, there's a learning curve that you have to get through. So it's one of the things we've learned, and we'll see a little bit, some of the ways we've identified how to change that and improve that for the next round. What you'll see here is the final pre-op plan with the implants. You can see the spinal fusion devices with the correction. And this is all surgeon reviewed and approved prior to surgery on mobile apps, on websites, on things like that, on our applications. And but what we noticed is that there was a need to bring other surgeons or other engineers or other people into surgery. Oh, go back. That one's not playing. Well, what you're going to potentially see, if we can figure out how to play it, is that when you click on the surgeon peer section, you actually bring up a video, a feed of other colleagues that might be in the room. You'll see the sales rep that could be in the corner of the room or could be outside due to COVID. They've been moving the reps in different places. These kind of situations would allow them to be part of the surgery without being directly there and have the surgeon's view, which we think is a huge opportunity. So the other key thing that we've developed along with the Holo-Light technology and some other technologies with that is the way to take the system and actually bring in control from someone outside. So, 3D controlling a model on an iPad or an iPhone is quite effective and efficient. It's sometimes easier than dragging a model in 3D space. So what we're allowing is for some other person to control, to mark the screen, to highlight different aspects of it, and to be a part of that solution. So I'm just going to jump to the next one here. So what do we learn? We learn that surgeons are very specialized in their craft. You give them instruments, you give them their tools, and they can do incredible things. We've also learned that there are many of them that are intrigued by this type of technology, but they don't want to slow down their surgery. They don't want to interrupt their process. So we really allowed for a solution that can work for the surgeon who wants to interact with the technology or wants to tell someone else what to do. And we will keep developing this technology. We think the key aspect of where this is going is that instruments and implants will be implanted using these technologies and others. So augmented reality gives you a great place to see data that you would normally not see right in front of the surgeon's eyes, and let other people see that as well, and also track that. So appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. And yeah, just as some famous last words, I would like to invite you all to visit our Holo-Light booth, meet the guys here, Peter and Axel, to get more into detail, ask about what they learned, what they experienced with the technology and the solutions that they're providing. And yeah, at this point, I would like to thank you guys for working with us. It's a pleasure. And thank you everyone for watching today, and have a good show.